Alrighty, what's up? It's Chef O3 here, and to be early is to be on time. And today I'm here with my special guest, Koshi.
It's good.
So thanks for being here with us. I appreciate it. You're one of my favorite artists right now that I've been listening to. So super
Thank you, bro.
excited to do this
Glad to
interview.
be
Yeah,
here.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. So 20 years old and currently living in LA, correct?
Yep.
Nice. And how long have you been in LA?
Um, Probably about, I want to say about 7 months so far. I was originally from Long Beach. I was there for maybe 10 years, and then I moved up to Woodland Hills with my parents, and then I moved out this past January. So hasn't been that long, but it's definitely different. I love it though.
Yeah, what's been the biggest difference with that?
Doing what the fuck I want. That's for sure. That's my favorite part about it.
Definitely. That's awesome. All right, so 2016, is that when you started recording music?
I started recording the end of 2017. I didn't punch in back then. I'm not gonna lie, music back then was horrible. I couldn't do it. I would like spend all week at school, at home, writing this like 5 songs. I'm like, I'm about to go do this in one take. I go do that. It just sounds like I'm stumbling over my words. I'm tripping. I fell back up. That even makes sense. Fell back up. That's how you know that shit was bad. Yeah, back then was just not the move. And I was talking about bullshit, bro. I was talking about rentals. I can't even rent anything. I wasn't old enough to. But over time, it's kind of just, grew into who I am today. I had to like just focus on being me rather than just trying to fit in with the whole scene that's already going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure that's tough too, right? Because like the music that I'm sure you were consuming at the time and what's popular is talking about rentals and
That was
doing things that are different
that was a
age.
clout chase era. That's what that was. 16, I was kind of just like around people that did it, but I wasn't exactly like making music yet. And I was just making beats. Wasn't too good at that either, but I was making beats. It was like, bro, I need some beats. I want to rap on it. I was like, all right, for sure. Eventually, there was this one producer that I really liked at the time. His name was Oshi. And at the time, my name was Kai Oshi, just like a mix of my first name and that. And then when I decided to make my own music, that's when I changed it and shortened it to Koshi. But it's actually of Japanese descent or heritage. It actually means try. So that's the number one thing that keeps me going with what I'm doing.
Okay. Tribe, did you say?
No, try.
Try. Okay.
Yeah.
Some perseverance.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice. And is that something that you found out after you chose that name, or is that something that you knew kind of in advance in it?
Afterwards.
Okay.
So it kind of just like everything happens for a reason kind of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's sweet. And those people that you were around that you were making the beats for were asking for beats and that they were doing music. Were those people that you knew in real life or kind of met online through that space?
I know them in real life. A couple of them pretty fucking huge now. We don't talk often, but it was still, we just have like different environments. Plus they were like 3-4 years older than me. But that would be like Pure Luxury or MCM Raymond, people like that. We had this old team collective. It was called FVM, it was called Face Value Music. And that was on for a while. Then all of a sudden everybody had beef with each other and it was fighting and shit. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just stay over here because I ain't got beef with nobody. Because, I ain't got time for that. Protect your peace.
And was that beef from people kind of seeing a little bit of different like success levels, or was the beef unrelated, maybe more personal stuff?
It was completely unrelated because they got success after they stopped fucking with each other. And I didn't understand that. I was like, all right, well, obviously I needed some beef in my life or something. I don't know.
That's right. I was kind of curious if you had any siblings or if...
I have 4 younger brothers, so I'm the oldest.
Okay, what's the age gap look like there between everybody?
Well, the oldest of my brothers is currently 12. So already 8 years.
Wow.
Then I just had a baby brother last year too. So that's already a 20-year difference. I'm turning 21 this year. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like making music, I kind of have to watch what I say at times, but at the same time, I can't do that. But I don't know. It's just kind of, it is what it is. They'll get it eventually.
Yeah. That's right. And do they all listen to your music then for the most part, other than your youngest brother?
The two youngest ones do. I don't know about the older one. And it's kind of crazy. He's like a mini me right now. It's kind of scary seeing what he's doing at this age. But they be asking me like, did you drop a new song? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And he just runs out the room. I'm like, I hope it was a good song. I hope it wasn't teaching you nothing bad.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting then that you have some of that thought even maybe during the recording process or that creation that
Yeah.
you're gonna
My
have
mom
those
was on
little
my
ears.
ass too.
Really?
Yeah. She was like, I hope you understand. Like, you got to watch what you say because anything you say could stray someone away from God or to him. So just keep that in mind. And I was like, the song's already out. So
That's
but
powerful. Is your mother then pretty religious?
yeah, it's very wise though. So like I knew like to some extent or like however I interpret that I had to like still take it serious in a way. But I feel like in her mind it was more of keep doing what you're doing. Like do what you want, obviously, but just keep these things in mind in the long run, like in the back of the head type thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom in that. She sounds like a very smart lady. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So with getting into music then, was that something she knew of, or was that something that you kind of kept like your secret at first?
I kept my secret at first, honestly.
Okay.
I'm surprised that's even a question. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, for like a year or two, that was a secret until I was like, I'm going to the studio this week, every week. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, he's really doing music. Because at first I just be at home. I did all I did was graphic design and video editing, that kind of thing. I was in like gaming teams, like all types, the whole 9 yards. But that's all I was doing at home on my laptop, 6 a.m., go to bed at like 2, set an alarm, get back up at 6, do the same shit just all day. So,
That's
and
awesome.
that's good.
I was just sorry. I was going to ask, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to
Yeah.
ask, what was the first, did you consciously make the effort to play her a song, or did she kind of come across it either herself or from like a third party showing it to her?
I'm not gonna lie, I honestly don't know how she found out about it. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't know what song it was, but if it was back then, I really hope it wasn't my very first song because off the first line, you already know it's just some bad shit. That's all I gotta say.
Now, with your earlier music, is that stuff that you had uploaded somewhere and perhaps pulled off at this time, or is it still floating around out there?
I deleted the fuck out of that. Hell no. Y'all can't see that side of me. I don't even have the files myself. That's how serious I took it. I was like, yeah, I don't even want this floating around on my device. Like I can't do it.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense because, like, even looking at like your first releases, which I could find, which is that Paranoia? Is that your earliest release that you have uploaded right now?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Even like listening to that, I was like, this sounds so polished. Like he sounds like so comfortable. The production's awesome. So that makes sense then that, there
It's
was
on
that
that.
growth period.
You said I sound comfortable on that song? That's crazy you say that because I really wasn't.
Were you faking it?
Not really. It was just like I made that song for one of my good friends to this day for Christmas. I made that the day before Christmas. And then that just became my biggest song out of nowhere. And like it was like I say like 75% done. Like it wasn't 100%. I needed to like re-record, but I couldn't get to a studio. I couldn't record at home. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it out. But it's
Dude, so
crazy.
you recorded that the day before Christmas and then dropped it the day of Christmas?
Yeah, I just only put it on SoundCloud too, and then I didn't put it onto Spotify and stuff until it was like such a demand. And I was like, I didn't think y'all would like. I just wanted to celebrate the holidays. That's it. Yeah,
With that then, so that was like your first song then to like blow up, like,
yeah, pretty much.
okay. And was that kind of an immediate thing that it started to do some of those numbers, or was it a gradual and
Um,
kind of building?
I remember the first couple of days it hit 1,000, and then I get a DM from Promoting Sounds, and they're like, "This song is fire. We're about to upload it in a few minutes." And I was like, "Nah, that's a fake page." Nah. And I looked on it, and I was like, "Nah, hold up. I gotta go to their link next." No, they're tripping. And then like 5 minutes later, it was up, and I was like, "What just happened?" And I was just so confused because like I said, I made that song like in a day, and it wasn't even done, and it was like it was a Christmas gift for somebody. So I just never thought of it like in that kind of connotation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like it wasn't your like planned big successful
Yeah,
song.
it wasn't like this is about to be the hit. This is about to take me everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy it
Oh,
happened though.
yeah.
Very, I really like. I very much appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I never take it for granted, but I didn't know it was gonna do all that. I'm not gonna lie.
And is that something then like people in your personal life started to realize, or like through you promoting it, or just were you so excited and like sharing it with them, like, oh my gosh?
Um, After I dropped that song, like my whole family was just not in a bad way, but they were on my ass about that song, and they wanted me to make more like it. And I was like, to be honest, it's just kind of like a one time thing until I like get in that kind of mode. Because look,
Hmm.
music's about moments. I didn't learn that till maybe this year, like or that at least for that to like settle in my brain. But without the moment, that song would have never happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't like force myself to make something else like it. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how they even found out about that. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it was on like their Discovered Weekly or something on Spotify. I'm not sure.
Yeah. If that was me, dude, I would be telling everyone. I would have no shame, dude. I'd be like, look at this, like this
But the thing is, I
is
wasn't even like I didn't like how my voice sounded on that song either. I was like, I sound like a bitch. Like I wasn't like I wasn't fully in it. I wasn't projecting like I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'm not gonna promote it like that. And then that happened. So they did it for me basically. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how that works out.
Everything
Funny.
happens for a reason. It did teach me a lot though. They did teach me a lot because I did have all that attraction for a bit. I didn't execute. I didn't like use it to my advantage during that time. You know what I'm saying?
What do
So
you
next, hmm?
Oh, sorry. I think you were about to share with me.
The next time I got like a surge like that, even like on the same song, that's when it happened. I was like, all right, so monthly listeners are going up like gradually every day, like consistently. I need to do something about this. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get into that kind of mindset about things, like you start seeing things for what it is, you start getting different strategies, and you just always stay planning constantly. So
So if for different than surges after that, what's your strategy moving forward, or what has been your strategy then? Like some of those things that you've learned, is that kind of like with integrating social media into that, or promoting it in different platforms, or
I'll make it I'll make this the most simplest answer for you, bro. And like once I say it, you'll get it 100%. Once you're in their face, just stay in their face. That's all it is. The moment you step out of that frame, it's like, all right, they're going to the next thing that they see. You know what I'm saying? So if you're already in their face, do something about trying to stay in that spot, the little sweet spot. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely. And I think that's super prominent right now in the world of media. Like, especially one thing that comes to my mind is TikTok, even, dude. Like,
TikTok is crazy.
is that something
Honestly.
you've been? you've thought about getting on or even on at all to?
I tried it this year a little bit. I did like maybe 4 or 5 snippets. Other than that, I stopped doing it because like I just don't be on there. Look, here's my thing with TikTok. I got beef with TikTok. Look, I'm about to go on a little rant right now, but TikTok shows you what you want to see for like 10 minutes. It shows you one thing you don't want to see that makes you upset, attacking your personal life because their phone listening to you or something. And it's like, all right, I don't want to see this, so I'm going to swipe again. Now it's showing you stuff you want to see again, and you just constantly stuck on that app. And I'll be on there for like hours. Can't do it no more.
Dude, I feel you. I had to set a timer on my phone to actually lock me out after like 15 minutes spent on there because I realized, dude, I caught myself in a hole where I was like, I'm wasting all my time on this thing.
Yeah, I just be sitting there all night, not sleeping or up all like it's the first thing I go on in the morning. I can't do it. But I'm also just like, I couldn't really figure out what I should be doing with these snippets when I post them. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I just keep posting them if they don't get like For You page, or do I need to have like secondary elements in my videos that catches people's attention? Like, I don't know, but for the most part, I'm just trying to make music.
Yeah, that's smart. Just focusing on the music. Is that something that you feel like in the future you would maybe even want someone else to help out with, like those types of things for you? And maybe not in the direct sense, but kind of have some suggestions or maybe come alongside you and
As
maybe
far as
help out
like
with.
promotion,
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying?
promotion and their suggestions for maybe ways
Um,
that you could be doing stuff like that.
Definitely, but I'm not gonna lie, and this may be like the little immature part of me, I guess, but I've gotten some advice with promotion, and sometimes that shit just it's just so corny to me. And like not not all promotion is like that, but like certain ways, like bro, I'm not finna put every fucking color of hearts on my fucking caption for a fit pic, bro. Like that's not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like different shit
Yeah,
like that. I just never understood it. But
yeah.
that makes me think that they don't understand it either, and that's why you're saying that. So
Yeah, that's interesting. And then yeah, at some point then you have to wonder if it does impact like the authenticity or like how people view that as well. So
it's just also like not me. Like, why are you're basically trying to promote something that's not on brand?
your three albums, two of them I noticed have this really cool theme with the titling of using the word you. I'm curious behind kind of the inspiration for that. And then also if that's something you plan to continue and maybe have a little trilogy going.
I'll answer the second question first. Honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna keep going with that because I'm running out of words. I was just like words that start with the U sound. And I found like three, and I was like, all right, well, the rest of these don't really sound like a eulogy.
Dude, that was the word I was just thinking of. That's really weird. That's the only
But I
other
was
one that
like,
came to my mind.
how do I make that work into like the music that I'm making? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the whole idea about that, I don't even know where I saw this, but I saw Universe initially before I even like came up with Euphoria and Usual. Saw it somewhere, and I kind of just interpreted that my own way, and it's kind of just like making someone or loving someone more than you love yourself, meaning like that is what you revolve around. That one person is like the way the moon orbits around the earth, that is the same way you orbit around that person. And my cat is tearing my door apart. You mind if I let her out real quick?
No, you do what you got to do.
I have soundproofing on my door, and like she just does not fucking close doors. She just like rips it off the wall and shit.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. We've got a cat for a month now, and there's been some interesting things with that. Like it won't stay out of the plants. I have to constantly like move it out of the plants, and
Bro, they are so stubborn.
they are.
Like I have another cat that I try to feed, and after I feed him, he wants more food. I'm like, bro, how are you like this all day? He wake up from a nap at like 3 a.m. He see me get some water. bro's trying to beg me for food. If I have human food, trying to eat my steak, I'm just like, dude, get out, please. So trust me, I get it.
Yeah, they're funny animals. Kind of just to touch back on what you were saying about the whole universe, and that being someone then like you orbit around. Was there someone in particular that like when you think of that or comes to mind immediately, or maybe at that time when you first heard of that, that was kind of that person for you?
Yep. I ain't gonna say nothing though. I'm not gonna say a name at least because she don't have a huge problem with that. If she even still is watching, but it was someone that like I started losing myself the more I was into them because I just went with their manipulation and just basically it's like, okay, everything I do is what does this person think? What are they gonna think? What would they do in this situation? Like everything just became about them. So once I stepped out of that relationship, they didn't take that very well and they're very attached. And they like, it's been since November of last year, still trying to get back with me. They even resulted to like more manipulation and even blackmail. And I was just like, bro, like I've been completely transparent. I've communicated how I felt. Like, just can't go back with that. Not even like I hate you or anything like that, but like you gotta understand, like, look at you right now. So now the tables have turned, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're losing more of yourself because you want to be with me. So it's really just in how you interpret that kind of title, but you can kind of find that with every single one of those projects. Like Euphoria, for example, it's meant to be like a euphoric feeling. That's why like the first song on there is Kai, because I felt like I was finally like stepping back into myself and it was euphoric to feel like that again. And then Usual was kind of like doubling down on it. And that's part one of a 3-part trilogy project. Like I'm working on part 2 right now. It's not going to be called a U title, I don't think though. But Usual is like not in a conceited way, but just fucking shit up as per usual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that energy comes across a lot on the first release, like the Usual regular, and then that deluxe then kind of has like a little bit of a different energy to it.
Try my best though. Just hey, you got to be confident. Sometimes people gonna take that as arrogance, but it's not the case all the time.
For sure.
You're responsible for what you say. You're not responsible for any type of way that somebody else feels or how they interpret things. Like all you could do is worry about what you can control.
What you can control.
You can control. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a freeing mindset to be able to have. And it's super tough, I feel like, in today's day and age, especially with like the social media. Just kind of
it's because you live in a world that's trying to make you something else constantly, every single day, no matter it's the food that you eat, what you watch on TV, what you see in ads, etc., etc. It's all the same.
Speaking of food that you eat, then, what is your favorite food?
Bro, don't even get me started, bro. I love food, but I'm gonna have to go with 2 things: salmon and steak. Top 2.
Good picks. And how do you like your steak done?
Medium rare.
Medium rare? Okay, perfect. Good answer.
Yeah, I would say shrimp too, but sadly I'm allergic to all shellfish. And like I tried eating shrimp and I was like, I love it, but I almost died. So that wasn't very fun.
No, that's ironic that like
yeah, life just don't want to make it easy for me. So
not at all.
Gotta live with it. Gotta cope.
To find the cure for the shrimp allergy.
I mean, I heard people like they take like shots before they eat like seafood and stuff when they're allergic. But like I'm not about to stab myself in the neck or some shit just to eat some shrimp for one day. Like I'm fine, bro. I'll be all right.
That seems excessive. I feel like I could go
Right.
without shrimp. Yeah. Um, and then also just mentioning things that we watch in our day. I was curious about something in particular, and that was anime, because whenever I was tuning into one of your gaming streams, I saw one of the games you were playing was Attack on Titan.
That shit
So
vicious. That shit
that
was
looked
bro.
super cool.
I beat the game, by the way. I beat the game
Nice.
that same day, actually. I literally ended the stream and did one more mission and I was done. And I was like, guess I'm not streaming that anymore.
That's awesome. Now, did you watch Attack on Titan, I'm guessing?
You mean watching? Because
Watching.
as far as
Yes.
the finale, it's apparently just the end of part 2. So I'm waiting on the next part.
Okay.
But
See, I didn't know that. I stopped watching. I watched like 2 seasons. My friend introduced me in high school to it, and
really,
that's kind of my issue with like animes. If they're still coming out, I'll watch it to where it's at, and then I won't revisit it, dude.
there's certain ones that are worth it when that kind of situation occurs. That show is definitely worth it, bro. Like the tables turn. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but
Thank you.
I would advise you to watch it all the way through.
I'll
And
definitely have to check it.
the only upsetting part, and I know people gonna be on my ass for saying this, but look, I don't got time to read these fucking subtitles all day. Like sometimes I just want to listen. I want to see the actual animation. My face does not want to be in at the bottom of the screen the entire episode. So I watch dub. Now, with saying that, the last like maybe 10 episodes of like season 4 are only sub because it hasn't caught up yet. So you got to watch 10 episodes reading, basically.
And you weren't thrilled about that.
I mean, I wasn't, but I was like so invested in the story at that point because like shit was popping off. I was like, yeah, I gotta finish it. I have to.
Yeah.
So,
I'm the same way. I prefer dub, but if I have to watch a sub of something, I can do it. But it's
it
definitely
has to
not
be
as
good though.
relaxing.
It's not as relaxing at all.
Yeah.
And there's also like certain shows. Like you ever seen Death Note?
Yes.
Dude, have you watched it in dub or sub?
I watched dub.
Okay, look. So my friend told me to watch it in sub, and he was like, "You'll understand why I said that later on." I watched it in sub, and that whole show is like 50 times more intense.
Just
Especially
like
like at the climax of certain like events, like it's basically the original. It's how the show was made. Like it wasn't originally dubbed. So like you have like the pure emotion of the originality of like how that show was created. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's
And
honestly
it's an
crazy.
intense show.
It is.
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad that shit don't exist because hell no.
I was going to ask you something, but I don't want to get you in any trouble. I was going to ask whose name you would write first if you did have it, but I don't even want to. You don't have
I
to
don't
answer
think
that. Just in case one day you do find a notebook. I don't want you to
I don't know,
commit
bro. I
yourself.
don't. First of all, I'm all about good karma. So, and secondly, I got enemies, but I don't got enemies. I got enemies that got themselves as enemies. So they're gonna take themselves out. I'm good. I don't have a reason to, even if it's not even like a death note. Like, what if it's an inconvenient note? I'm not even. Nah, I'm good. It's all smiles over here.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Dude, another thing I noticed was your vinyl collection then that it looks like you got going on your wall behind you.
Yeah,
Are
just started
those
this year.
okay this year? And are those like your must-haves, like some of your favorite artists, or are they ones that were
Yeah.
convenient to pick up?
Um, I'd say two of them were convenient, and those are probably just the Travis Scott ones. That was Astroworld and Rodeo. But other than that, I got like Jimi Hendrix. I got what's that called? The Cry of Love. I got Kanye Graduation. I got Frank Ocean Nostalgia Ultra. I got a I got a Black Eyed Peas vinyl. And I was a huge Black Eyed Peas like fan when I was little, but I've never heard this album and it's signed. And it was before Fergie was even in that group. So like that's how old that album is.
Whoa,
So I can't wait. Like I'm trying to get a player currently, but that's the first thing I'm gonna play as soon as I get it.
that's awesome. Is it signed to anyone or is it just signed in general?
It's just signed in general by Will I Am, and for some reason I can't think about the other two names, but long hair, mohawk, you know where they are.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Will I Am's the only one that came to my mind too. So
Yeah, he in the front, so you can't blame me.
no, not at all. And then Fergie, everyone knows Fergie too. But
Yeah. I
that's
thought she was
awesome.
always part of it. So that's crazy, like to see that she wasn't. I was like, wow.
I didn't know that either. That must have been
A
a little
while
before.
ago.
Yeah. A little before I was old enough to be into like the Black Eyed Peas or early music in general.
Same.
So being into them really young, obviously they do have like a little bit, I guess, of hip hop elements to them into their music. Um, More like a pop focus. But at what point were you introduced then to hip hop itself?
It was definitely Kanye.
Kanye?
100%. Like I remember hearing Good Morning for the first time, and I was like the song I get up to go to school for like months until I got tired of it eventually. Because like waking up like that every day to go somewhere you don't want to go is kind of just like, never mind. But yeah, bro, I listen to like every Kanye album that's been out. Specifically 808s of Heartbreak, definitely my favorite, one of my favorites. Can't even rank him at this point, but that one, as far as production goes, like that's what kind of got me into like, oh, I want to try to make beats, even though I'm not great at it, but still want to try it. Like that album was amazing.
Yeah, it was. And super experimental for that time too. Like
Exactly.
pushed a lot of boundaries. So
Turn his own voice into an instrument, essentially.
yeah, that is awesome. And then with the Nostalgia Ultra album as well, obviously on the cover of that is the E30. In your song West, you mentioned about wanting an E30. Um,
Yes.
I wasn't sure, is that your favorite car
That
or?
is my favorite car of all time, bro.
Okay, nice.
Truthfully. I was like, this is a Frank. First of all, I got the orange record, so that's a limited edition one. And then I saw the car and I was like, I was gonna get Channel Orange, but nah, I gotta get this one. This has the car. I'm gonna manifest it. I'm gonna get it. I know I'm gonna get
Yes.
it.
Alrighty, we're back. We had a little bit of an issue with the virtual meeting. It closed out on us, but we joined back in and we're going to pick up where we left off. Have you ever been to the East Coast?
No, I have not. I'm planning on it this year though. Definitely this year. But I haven't gotten the details yet, but supposedly, 'cause I talked to like a few of the or one of the writers, I mean, for Guvrelli, they're doing a show out there in New York, and then there's also trying to plan a second one in Atlanta, but more so New York one. I'm gonna go out there. I have know a couple of people out there. For sure, pull up if I see you out there. Like I'm down.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
that's what I was thinking.
but yeah, should be a lot of fun though. I'm trying to see everything and
Nice.
trying to shop because I know when you shop out there, like you can't get certain shit in LA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, if that does line up, dude, you have to let me know. Keep me updated, and I'm sure I'll
Got
see it
you.
on social media and stuff too, though. But yeah, that'd be really cool. Have you done a lot of traveling in general, or have you kind of stayed on the West Coast and kind of the California area?
I've traveled as far as driving in California,
Yeah,
long ass like 6 hour to 8 hour drives. I've done that, but like that's about it.
yeah,
And I
that's a
feel
huge
like,
state. So
yeah, I feel like, and that's how I started off driving. Like my first
hmm.
few drives were long drives like that. So like people talk about driving like 30 minutes. And I'm like, bro, that's not even far. What are you talking about? But I feel like I'd be thinking different if I was not doing all that, going back and forth, just the whole 9 yards times a million.
And when you're driving places like that, is that typically just for like little road trips that you're taking, or are you going? Do you have to get somewhere?
Gotta get somewhere, bro. Gotta, bro, the money get dry, you gotta find another way. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta look at every type of opportunity you could take and every opportunity you can create. You know what I'm saying? And now I live here. So
Yeah, and then speaking of that and like money opportunities, out of curiosity, what are some other things you've done other than music to earn money?
I'm doing graphic design, video editing. I do no, that's music, sorry. Um but like it's all basically everything I did in like the whole gaming era that I was in, because I was in like a bunch of teams. I'm not gonna lie, I was in quite a few, but every time I was in one, it would be like, oh, this person joined, they need a whole rebrand. Oh, this person wants like a montage. That's their introducing montage. I'm like, all right, bet. It's this much per clip. It's this much for a full rebrand, blah, blah, blah. Do that. Do a couple of stocks. I'm not too into it because I just don't know enough yet. Um, Other than that, sell stuff, and that's all as far as I'll go. I said sell stuff, and that's it. I don't sell like coke and nothing like that, but I sell stuff.
Allegedly, yeah.
I'm selling this couch back here. If anybody want it, $100. I got you.
There we go. Do you do that? Do you do like Facebook Marketplace and like Craigslist and stuff, or do you
I
just kind
need
of
to.
throw it up? Yeah.
I need to, but like I kind of like that couch, so I don't know. Like specifically this couch, like I don't know if I really want to sell it or not. I'm trying to like give it some time, give it some thought. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure. So it sounds like you've always kind of made money through like creative outlets, kind of like non-traditional, more the creative stuff, which is really cool. Um, with your graphic design background, is that something that you kind of got into yourself and explored, or is that something maybe that you'd started taking courses for, or someone else kind of introduced you to?
All of this was myself. Actually, no, that's a lie. My mom initially like showed me what it was, and then I just kind of took that and then took it a step further. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just got the spark of the flame, the ignition, basically.
Nice. Now, when you say that, like I think about my mom and I'm like, oh, like she wouldn't have too much kind of knowledge in like the graphic design area. Does your mom do something kind of relevant to
Um,
that in her daily life?
Back then, she was making a magazine. It wasn't her magazine, but like she was like the main like designer for the entire thing, because she was like the only person who knew how to do it. And then also for videos, she was like editing in Final Cut Pro. And I remember seeing that and I was like, what? How you do that effect? And then I took that, I learned those two programs like Lightroom and Final Cut. And I was like, all right, I see Call of Duty edits all the time. Let's learn that now. Then I got into like Adobe and I was like, that was my time to shine. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's pretty fun though. I enjoy it plenty of times. Like I still make clothes to this day. I haven't put them out yet. Still on release. Like on that wall right there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
In that little corner, like those are all like little drawings I did, but every piece of clothing on those like little characters are like clothes that I'm trying to drop either this year or next year.
That is awesome. Now, would that be dropped like through a separate type of branding for the clothing itself, or would that be something you would try and kind of combine into like a merch aspect?
Separate, but you do kind of get a sense of what the brand is kind of about because you heard Hollows, because that's what it's literally called, Hollows.
Hmm. Okay.
But yeah, Hollows is like a place that basically for outsiders, you kind of get there. It's a real place. I'm not going to tell anybody where it is though, because I want it to be like you could be driving past it like any type of day and not even know it. You know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
don't ever want the location disclosed, but this is a real place and a real experience. I went to this place. People would just play music. They'd be drinking, smoking, whatever. But like even if you didn't know someone and you walked up to them and said, "Hey, what's up?" Like they'd welcome you with open arms essentially. So it's just like really a friendly community, and you're just safe to be you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's a real wow. It's a real physical place. It's not like a mindset or like a.
But it is.
It
And
is
if
a
you go,
mindset.
I guarantee after this interview, if you go back and listen to Cypress, you'll understand what I was talking about now. But you kind of realize once you've been to that place, which is that kind of energy of being in a safe space where that's something that no one can take away from you. So like once you leave, you take it with you. And that place is inside you the whole time because it's like you're just being you. All it took is for multiple people to feel that way to make one singular physical place feel that kind of like vibration and frequency.
And on the song Cypress, there's some, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's some kind of dialogue at maybe the beginning and end. Is that correct?
That's my mother.
That's your mother. Okay.
Yeah.
And was that something that you had asked her to record?
Nope. Honestly, I did it without her consent. So I hope she don't sue me one day. I hope we don't have like a big ass fight. And she's like, you know what? Fuck you. Take this shit down. But I low-key surprised her with that. Like once the album dropped, I called her and I was like, you heard the album yet? And it's like, no, I'm about to listen to it right now. And then she called me back and she was like, why did I press play and I heard myself? And I was like, you didn't notice, but you were dropping gems left and right. I had to just pull my phone out, turn it on, put it down.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
So that song then, the inspiration from that really came from the place, the Hollows, and the people you met there. How were
Yeah.
you introduced to the Hollows? Did you have kind of a mutual friends that were already hanging out there and kind of a part of that scene, or was it something that you had stumbled into?
One of my friends, Lena, that I knew since freshman year of high school, and drugs. Yeah, basically. Not hard drugs, but drugs. That's essentially what led us to that place. We were just like skating and then came across it. We were the first ones there though. And then we were like, this is such a cool spot. Like we got to name it. And then we called it Hollows. And then people started pulling up and they're bringing out like cases of beer and all types of shit. And they're just kicking it too. And I'm just like, I love this. This is the most wholesome moment I've had in my life in a while. I'm not gonna lie. And just took it from there.
Awesome. Now, with skating, is that something that were you guys just kind of street skating around looking for a spot, or was it kind of near me? Well, maybe that'll be giving it away. I don't want to. I don't want to lead to any clues for anyone that's listening locally. I don't want to blow your spot.
Nah, even if I told you like a general area, you wouldn't be able to find it. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Okay.
Or you would, but you wouldn't know it.
Be hidden. Do you do a lot of street skating then, or do you park more, skate in parks more?
Man, I've been trying to go skate for months now. I'm getting depressed at this point. I bought a whole new board the end of last year. I've barely broken it in. I've just been board sliding and just doing simple stuff at like a small little park. Other than that, I haven't been skating, but I love street skating. I'm trying to make a skate edit either this year or next year. Like just all street spots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's been like a long time dream of mine. Even if it's not, I'm not like a pro, like I still want a skate edit that I'm proud of. So definitely going for it.
Nice. Now I know it's different out here, kind of in on the East Coast, like getting introduced to like skating or something like that, because it's just you don't see it as much. Even on the streets, we have more mountains and hills. Even where I'm at, more so, not in an immediate city. So like exposure to that was kind of through media, whether it be like music videos or video games. So is that something that you were introduced to just from seeing it and from people around you doing it, or was it from kind of media that you're taking in?
I don't know, really think about it. I was little. I was maybe like 5, 6. I had a little PSPs.
Yeah.
I had one of those, and I had Tony Hawk Project 8, and I'd be playing that shit like day and night. And then I was like, I want to get a skateboard. And like back then, when I got that skateboard eventually, I would just like ride it and then flick it and it would just do all types of flips and shit and just roll. I'm not even on the board at this point. I'm like, that shit was sick. And I'd be like so hyped, like I actually did something, but like I really wasn't doing anything except throwing my board and fucking it up. But it was a fun time though.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Yeah. And you got to start somewhere too.
Exactly.
You got to start somewhere at the skating. Dude,
Even
that
if
brings
it's
me then
bullshit.
to another thing that I really wanted to ask you. And that is the best gaming soundtrack to you.
Yeah, bro. I don't think I got one. I'm not gonna lie
Okay.
with you.
Okay. No
Actually,
worries. I know.
nah. I take it back. Skate 3, bro.
Skate 3?
I'll never
Okay.
forget. I used to be on there and I would hear, I put it on for my city. I just hear that all the time. I'd be like, oh, I love this song. I'm about to go ham right now. I'm about to do a 360, 720 tray flip off this big ass building. I'm gonna land it just fine. Then I'm gonna bomb this hill, like all types of shit.
That's awesome. Was there anyone that you were playing like in the gaming communities with that you were working on music with?
Rain,
Right.
loser, uh, my friend Bakari, but like the B is a 6. I don't know if that's an important detail, but I guess it kind of is.
Shout out Bakari.
Shot him. Uh, I played with Jax a couple times.
Mm.
We just played like Skater XL though, so we just be session on there. Or we played like Apex. I played with Tux like a couple times. Other than that, that's really it.
Nice. Nice. And then speaking with kind of people in the music scene, I noticed two producers that were kind of reoccurring on some of your track lists. And one of those was Woodpecker and the other was Sahara. I wasn't sure if you had personal relationships with those people or if it was just through music and perhaps through kind of like an
It's just
online
music,
community.
man.
Okay.
Dude, like, and it's crazy because especially Woodpecker, dude, I've been using his beats for years and I've wanted this man to notice me for so fucking long. I've been like, bro, I literally said beginning of this year, I said, no, like this year he is going to see me. And like, I literally finally got the follow like maybe like a month or two ago. And I was like, yes, let's go. And then Sahara, it was honestly the same case for him too, except it was just like an earlier scale. I didn't get his attention until I dropped Hidden Hills, I don't think.
Hmm.
But that's really all it is. And now like I don't like to overstep my boundaries. So like I don't really know how far I could really go as far as communication. But
Hmm.
if I make someone what they originally made, like I'll show them, you know what I'm saying? At least like a little snippet of it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it's cool for them to see as well how those beats are being used. So
I hope so. Sometimes I feel like they be seeing or like hearing certain snippets and be like, this shit ass. I'm not gonna say nothing. But like, bro, I got Drake on the same beat. Like you don't even
I know one of the bigger artists that I really recognized and stood out to me on Usual was Big Baby Gucci. I wasn't sure how that feature came about.
just bought it. It's really
Yeah.
it. I have no personal inclination with him. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like I wasn't like afraid to talk to him, but I just knew because he didn't know me. It's like, nigga, I don't know you. So like don't overstep even the smallest boundary that we got right now. So I kind of just like all business and then that was the end of the discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Um, as far as features go with other artists, have you worked? I know that your friend Loser, it seems like you guys have worked together, but have you worked with other artists at all where you've done features for free, kind of out of having a personal relationship? Or has it been strictly business?
Uh just Paris and Rain, I believe.
Hmm.
I think that's the only I don't do features often. I don't really do features often at all. But I believe those are the only two I've done for free though.
Okay. And did that come up just from kind of hanging out and doing stuff, or were they kind of planned planned features like?
Yeah, like me and Rain haven't made anything like in years, but maybe like last week we were in here just cooking up, and like I was like having him play me some like references because I'm trying to like help him like put out his stuff and figure out like a plan how to do so. And he played me this one reference, and I was like, bro, you need to finish this. And I was just freestyling to the beat as he was playing it. And I was like, all right, bro, like I'll hop on this too, unless you want to keep it solo. Cause like I like sometimes you want to keep some shit solo. Like it's fine. Like I understand. Just communicate that. Be straight up. But he was like, nah, dude, I want you on it. Did my verse. So like now we're trying to figure out how to put that out at a certain time.
Nice.
But yeah,
nice.
bro, it's all out of good faith, goodwill.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like those relationships are probably important as well then.
Yeah.
In the industry, not only business wise, but like personally as well, being able to help out the people and work with the people around you.
So you sign though, because then you got no negotiation and you have to get paid, because then I believe the label gets a cut. Or even if you do you keep 100% of the royalty or like whatever you charge for it, like you have to give consent for them to use your voice. So like you have to get paid in doing so.
Do you feel like you'd just be doing hella leaks at that point?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not about to be choked. They ain't about to do that to me.
Yeah.
I ain't finna be choked. Well, I'm independent right now. I'm gonna keep pushing out shit the same way I've been doing though. I'm gonna stay in people's faces.
Nice. And kind of then like on that topic of collaborations as well, who would be your dream collaboration to work with an artist right now?
Only in this time right now? Or all time? This is a hard question, bro.
Yeah, in this time, let's go someone alive, an alive artist who's still actively making music or able to make music.
All right, but like, well, this is why I'm asking this. What if tomorrow this other artist drops something and I'm like, oh shit, oh, that's my dream feature now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Can I get like a top 5? Matter of fact, just
yeah. Make it broad. Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna overthink that too much. I say Key Glock, Don Toliver, Tyler, for sure. That's 3, right?
Yeah.
That 4, 3. Smino, and I'm doing 6 now. I don't care. Tyler, Smino, Casey, and A Boogie.
All right. Nice. Yeah, you don't want to close anyone out. You don't want to be in a few years and be like, dude, you're like my dream collab. And then
I just closed out so many people because I just like music, bro. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. So kind of pivoting off of that, with you being super into fashion and your drawings and your plans then for even next year and your brand, what would be your dream collaboration in the fashion industry?
Takashi Murakami. For sure.
And that would be awesome. A Takashi and Koshi collaboration would be great.
Insane, bro. Or like on like a more broader standpoint, I guess I would say like brands like maybe like Dior or like Stone Island or something. But as far as like a specific designer, I had to go with Takashi for sure. There's an art museum like down the street from my house, and every Thursday they have a new Takashi exhibit. And I think it's free. I'm not sure, but if it's not, I'll pay for it. I don't care. I definitely got to go see that, bro. Like very soon.
With the clothing, I saw you're actually at Complex Con a few years back. Was that to shop or just kind of to check it out and maybe network a little bit?
At Complex Con?
Yes.
Oh, I was with my team currently. This is why I said this topic is a little complicated, but I will explain it. My manager, who's not my manager, he's kind of like my A&R per se, but I'm signed to him under like a marketing contract that is A Boogie's DJ. So that day I was like with A Boogie and his whole team and like in his trailer, and then we did like the whole walkthrough with all like the different brands and stuff. And then he performed at the end of the night. And it was pretty cool though. I was there networking, but like mainly just around that entourage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
And then we played me and Boogie played COD Mobile in the trailer because we were like on the opposite ends because like I didn't want to like I said, I don't want to overstep boundaries. Like I just don't want to be that dude that's like off the walls, like when they're meeting like somebody huge. Like I'm a calm person regardless, but like I still don't want to do that. But he's on this side of the bus playing COD Mobile. I'm on this side, and Omanaya, which is the DJ, he's like, "Hey Boogie, look what he playing." And then he was like, "You trying to play?" And then I whooped his ass. That's the end of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So you're around that atmosphere, and that then makes sense. Even well, he's a great artist regardless, but with him being in your top 6 artists to work with,
Yeah,
it
in no
definitely
order.
seems like yes, in no order, and that definitely then seems like a more feasible, seems like a feasible thing then that there are kind of some connections there already. Like you said,
Yeah.
don't want to overstep anything or misrepresent it, but
I'm in no rush.
yeah. So what, with you kind of having that like laid back presence, and it seems like it's done good for you. You're able to kind of connect and play one-on-one with A Boogie, COD Mobile. What's some advice you would have for some younger artists getting into the music industry or the scene in general?
Let your ears talk more than your mouth does. Your eyes and ears observe everything, your surroundings, read the room, etc., etc. There's gonna be moments where you're able to kind of like shop yourself as an artist or like just kind of put yourself out there, but you have to wait for those moments rather than like doing it too soon and then it just fucks up the whole vibe and you're like, nah, who the fuck is this kid or some shit, even if you are good or like the next like Justin Bieber or something. I don't know. That's the way I would look at it. It's funny because I did an interview with Omanaya on live. I think I drop, yeah, I dropped like a small EP, not even out anymore, after Complex Con. And he was like, the way that you carried yourself in Complex Con and when you were walking with us and going through like all the different brand deals you had to go do, you're like, it looked like you were already one of us because you had composure and you were able to just carry yourself that way. And he was like, that's when I knew you were a star. And like, I'm not arrogant. So like I said, I didn't say that. Somebody else did. I'm not gonna say I'm a star. You know, downtown LA, bro, you gotta love it. But yeah, like I'm not even trying to say that to like oh my God, I said this about me. Like I'm a regular dude, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta go through life the same way y'all got to. I'm just figuring it out.
And
that's what I say, bro.
I feel like you definitely carry yourself like you've been there before, or I could assume that at least, like when you're in some of those places, even with just kind of having to like wrench that out of you, that story. It wasn't like you got on here and like wanted to be talking about that. It was kind of like digging deeper and deeper into that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a casual thing.
I should pop my shit more, but I don't. And it's going to be a time and place for that. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Just like usual, because I don't know. There was something was going on with me during that time making that album. Especially when I got to the end of it, I was just like, I was up at like 5 a.m. screaming into my mic. So
you're letting it all out.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, is there anything that you would like to kind of plug here, or maybe even your social medias where people can follow you, where they can stream your music, and even maybe some things they could keep their eye out for up and coming here?
Y'all can catch my music everywhere under the name Koshi. my new deluxe for my album Usual has been out for about a couple of weeks, but definitely check that out. It's only part one of part 2 and 3. I'm working on 2 right now. Elsewhere, it'll probably be out in maybe a couple of months. And yeah, shouts out Manaya, shouts out Chef O3. Thank you for having me. And yeah, Instagram handle as well is Koshi.
Awesome. Thank you, Koshi. And thank you so much for your time. Like I said, one of my favorite artists right now. So it meant a lot that
Thank you, bro.
we were able to connect like this, and you had great communication getting everything set up and coordinating. And I appreciate that.
Of course, man. No worries.
All righty. Well, talk to you later, and have a great night.
You as well, man. Peace.